Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. As always, my name is Josh Wilquist, and on that last segment, we were talking about some different techniques and strategies to get started in the financial markets, and it's really keeping your investing decisions or whatever that you're doing with that simple, not complicating it, and it's really having the right strategy for current market conditions. And Online Trading Academy has that strategy to make smart investing decisions based off supply and demand. And that's really how anything works in our everyday life. When there's more buyers for something, price always goes up. It goes up. It has to. When there's more sellers for something, which is supply, price has to go down. And that's embedded into our core strategy with a step-by-step process, strict rules within that. So that way you can take the emotion out of your trading and investing to keep your trades simple. We introduce you to that in these investing classes local here at the Academy. We had a lot of people texting in for that. If you did miss that, just text the word investing to the number 210-210 right now for 2 seats. Let me try that again. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for the investing class here in Bloomington. We have these classes during the week. We have them on the weekend. When you text that word in to the number 210-210, you're going to receive a text right back. It'll say, welcome to Investing and Trading Live. It'll have a link so you can pick your own date. Also, make sure to get that jumbo pack that we're giving away for people that attend this class. There's some weekly stock picks in there. There's some content on how to get started right away. So if you're brand new, how to get started, but also strategies and techniques to build consistency in your trading and investing. Text investing to the number 210-210. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, especially Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, and also check out the YouTube. You might catch the outtakes on our YouTube Live here with the show each and every week and covering the different topics on the financial markets. So that being said, Al, I want to talk about a little something that this is about a couple years ago, and there was, I was, every time I look in a mirror, I always see, it seems like I see Brad Pitt. And you alluded to, and you were saying, well, that is because you have a picture of Brad Pitt on your mirror. And I'm like, no.
I did say that. Yeah.
I'm as handsome as this guy, right? But every time I look in there, I see that same thing. But that's not what you want in your trading and investing or your financial world. You don't want to be in that same position you are today a year from now or 2 years from now. You always want to have that growth, and you have to build a strategy to do that. Sometimes getting started is the hardest thing, especially to build an income strategy, because that's how you build wealth. Now, you help a lot of people get started in the markets, especially people that are looking, that have really good jobs. I call it the 9-to-5ers. They do really well, and they want to be able to save a little bit more, but to be able to do that, they're looking at the market to do that. So it's creating that income strategy so they're not in that same place next year or the year after that. How do you help people get started, and what are some of the assets that you're seeing a lot of people get into for that income strategy?
Well, the sad truth, Josh, is that there's a high percentage of people in this country that live paycheck to paycheck. It's over 68%, which means that a lot of people don't have extra money to put into a retirement account, for example, or a wealth account. And we always look at your financial life as two components, two buckets, so to speak. One is your income bucket, one is your wealth bucket. The wealth bucket is filled by an overflow of money from the income bucket. If that's not there, that wealth bucket, retirement bucket stays empty.
So to picture that, you have a bucket. Remember the buckets from Bowls of the Clown they would throw ping pong balls into? But instead of ping pongs in there, it's overflowing with money. That is the extra income that you need to save to build that wealth. That's the visualization of it.
So if you're in that category, and by the way, there are a lot of people that are in the six-figure income that are in that same category, that living paycheck to paycheck category. So what do you do? How do you change that so you have that extra money, not only for your retirement, but also how about having a little extra fun while you're still working, while you're still young enough to enjoy yourself? Because nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow or next year. So unfortunately, a lot of people end up giving up things and then never being able to actually enjoy the things that they really wanted to do. So what are your choices? Well, you can buy lottery tickets. Good luck with that.
Wasn't it a $1.6 billion?
It's way up there.
Is it more than that even? Who knows?
Yeah, it's way up there. But we know that the chances, if that's your plan, if that is your strategy for being financially secure, well, I guess I don't even need to go further with that.
That's a good dreaming strategy.
Yeah, but so you can get another job, and that's what a lot of people do. We have people that come into these classes, Josh, that have 2 or 3 extra jobs in addition to their primary job. And we're not going to tell you that you should quit your job. That is a source of income. It should be a secure source of income for you. But what if it's not providing enough to live the lifestyle you want to live now and prepare for the lifestyle you want to live down the road?
So looking at the markets, what are some of the assets that you're seeing a lot of people want to get into so they don't have to go do that second job or something?
A lot
like
of
that?
people will look at the stock market.
Okay.
Most people are familiar with stocks and mutual funds. However, that is not the best source of increased income because income has to be something that you achieve, you gather or achieve on a short-term basis. If you need money for something now or you want money for something now, it can't be something you hold on to for 10 or 20 years and then get it to it's not possible to get that money in 10 or 20 years to use it now. So you have to be able to get into something that you can achieve your goal in a short period of time. And then, and those are assets like the futures market, the foreign exchange market, the options market. A stock portfolio is great for your long-term portfolio as long as you manage it and don't just put something together in a portfolio and then just put it on cruise control. You can manage those assets. But for short-term, you need to be able to get into something and out of something in a relatively short period of time. And that's going to be dependent upon you. Some people want daily income. Some people want weekly income. Some people want monthly income. Those assets I mentioned, options, futures, forex, are great for that because they can be used short-term, options, midterm, long-term. You have some choices there. But also, let's just say that your goal is to make money. In one of the classes that I did recently,
say that, can we?
Well, I asked people what their goal was, and one guy said, "I want to make money." Well, I gave him a quarter. I said, "Here, you made money. Now, are you going to be able to live the lifestyle that you want?" He said, "No, this isn't going to get me very far." So you have to set goals. You have to set goals and determine what kind of return you need to have to be able to try to achieve those goals. Instead of investing $1 and maybe getting $1 back in profit, what if you could invest $1 and have the opportunity or the potential to get $10 back or $20 back or $50 or $100 back for each dollar that you invest? That's called leverage.
And that's the futures, forex market, options market.
The same assets that you can use for that short-term income.
Yep. You know what's crazy is you mentioned, the stock market sometimes isn't the best place for people, but that's great. That's all you see on TV.
Right.
That's all they talk about on TV, and that's what the public is going to do. And if you look at any stat, the public typically struggle because they take all their capital and tie it up in stocks, and they can't do a whole lot with it. So it's not efficient for the public. For the institutions, if they got millions and billions and trillions of dollars, they can do pretty much what they want. But us as the public, with our $10,000, $100,000, $1 million accounts, $5 million accounts, whatever it is, you can only do so much with that. So by using leverage, getting more buying power, it allows you to have more opportunity. And that's the futures market, the forex market, and the options market. And we have the investing classes here locally that really cover that stuff and why that might be an option for you, no pun intended. But that way it's for you and not for somebody else. It's not for the banks, institutions. It's what is your best opportunity based on your lifestyle and what you need as the goals that Al was talking about just a moment ago. Just simply text the word investing to the number 210-210 to be introduced to the futures market, forex market, and the options market to see how you can make your dollars go further for you. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 right now. When you do that, you're going to receive the jumbo pack that will help you get started right away. So you mentioned the futures market, forex market, and the options market. Briefly explain those. I know you dive into that and show examples in these investing classes that everybody's been texting into, but explain the major benefits of them so our listeners can, because it might be new to some people, and sometimes when things are new, people don't like to go learn about it.
Yeah, and why would they be new to some people? Well, because Wall Street's not teaching you about them. They don't want you to use those. They want you to use something that they can put into a long-term portfolio, what we call a buy and hold strategy, where they will maybe give you some choices, some stock choices or mutual fund choices, and just tell you to hold on for decades, and you'll be okay. And you probably will. Maybe you'll have a quarter or a dollar in profit at the end of that 10 or 20 or 30 years. But is that what you really is? Are you okay with that? Maybe you're okay with that. But most of our students are not. They want to do something that gives them the opportunity to have better returns for each investment dollar that they have. With the options market, that's a contract you trade on something. For example, you can do an option contract on stock. You can do it on an exchange-traded fund, an ETF. You can do it on a futures contract, a Forex contract. A lot of choices within that options market. You can play options when the market's going up. You can use them when the market's going down. With options, how would you like to be wrong and still be right? And we'll talk to you about that when you come into these classes. But you can do that with options. You can put an option position together thinking that the market will go up, and if it doesn't, you can still benefit. Even if it goes down, you can still benefit.
So there's ways to collect premium, and if price just stays in the same spot, you keep that premium, kind of like an insurance company.
Exactly. And if you have a stock portfolio that doesn't pay dividends, you can use an option strategy that essentially pays you dividends on those stocks.
There you go.
The futures market, that's a family of things that you can participate in, including the major stock markets, our markets, the foreign markets, commodities, sugar, corn. One thing we haven't mentioned in a long time, Josh's favorite.
Lean hogs.
How about gold, silver, precious metals? How about oil, currencies, interest rates, a number of things within that family. And by the way, the futures market trades pretty much 24 hours a day, has great leverage. The Forex.
Stop there for a second.
Okay.
Why is that important to have a 24-hour market?
Well, you think about it. The stock market's open 6.5 hours from 8:30 until 3 o'clock. That's typically the time that most people are working. Mm-hmm. And if you are going to be investing, you probably are not going to be looked upon favorably by your boss or bosses if you're spending your time looking at things in the market.
So it's basically you have more flexibility of your time.
Absolutely,
now.
Yeah. And for some people, depending on the asset or the component of that asset that you're trading, there may be a time of the day or night that you have a better opportunity to be successful. So with a 24-hour trading window, you have a lot of choices there. The Forex market, where you're looking at the difference in exchange rates between two different currencies, trades 24 hours a day, 50-to-1 leverage. That dollar that you're investing has the potential to control $50 worth of an investment. That's leverage. Who uses leverage?
Banks.
All the big firms do. Warren Buffett does. All the hedge funds do. Why aren't they teaching you? Because it's too much work for them. It's much easier to have you put that stock or mutual fund portfolio together, and you just hold on to it.
I will say, I'm going to be devil's advocate. It's not.
Go ahead.
It's not because it's too hard for them. It's because why would they do something when it's easy for them to just sell you a fund and say stay in the market and collect all these fees?
Well, that's what I mean. They don't have to. They essentially could put a portfolio together and not do anything for 10 or 20 or 30 years, yet still collect fees from you.
Yep.
And not really provide the potential benefits that you can get from the assets that we just mentioned,
and
futures, Forex options.
And it's really for their benefit anyway. That's a business. It's probably $1 trillion business is that industry. So why would they do something that's best for you? And if they're not a fiduciary, legally they don't have to.
That's correct.
Right? So
that's correct.
That's why we're seeing so many people come into the investing classes here locally, especially here in Bloomington, to make smart investing decisions, to be efficient with your capital, to be able to trade and invest in the evening. Say you work during the day, you're a 9-to-5er, and you want to have that income strategy. It's tough to do during the day. It's open at night. That gives you that opportunity for more choices and the flexibility of your time. Text the word investing right now to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for an investing class locally here at the Academy. We cover these assets like even the stock market, futures, Forex options. That way you can decide what might be best for you to make your smart investing decisions. Just text the word investing to the number 210-210 right now for 2 seats. Coming up next, we're going to talk about more on the wealth side of things, your retirement strategies, 401ks, IRAs. We're seeing a lot of people try to retire now after the great resignation. People are going back to work. Well, let's talk about how to stay retired and do that comfortably. We'll be right back.